Happy Gratitude Sunday. It's the flu recovery episodes. Oh, hi guys, welcome back. If you're new to my channel, Gratitude Sunday is where I celebrate the past week, the good, the bad, the pretty, the ugly, and give thanks for it all in my love of art journaling and memory keeping. And those of you who know, I didn't get to do last Gratitude Sunday. So much happened. My husband, unfortunately, we had to call the ambulance, and we spent midnight Saturday into Sunday in the hospital, wide awake. I didn't get home till 9 in the morning on Sunday. So my Gratitude Sunday last week was grateful to be home and sleeping, knowing he was in care. However, I must have thought it was like a drive-through takeout at the hospital in the emergency room because I came home with the flu. Woohoo! Yay! Joy of joys. So excuse me if I have some dry coughing going on. I am feeling better, but that's what I'm dealing with right now. So I have no idea how this Gratitude Sunday is going to work. I just know we have 2 weeks to get through. Depending on how my voice holds up and how this plays out, I may divide this Gratitude Sunday up into a few episodes. But what I've done already is, you can't see everything. This is last week, and over on another table, I have this past week. Wait, so here is 2 weeks ago. On a separate table here laid out already is this past week. So I've already cut out pictures, put everything in the right order, added all the ephemera, so we can just kind of jump in and get into the book. I am so happy to be here. You have no idea, because in the midst of my illness, I could focus on knowing that I'd eventually be better and that I couldn't wait to get here in front of the camera with you guys and catch up. Like, this is my saving grace. This is what has been carrying me through. The update that I'm taking for granted, I don't know how this is going to work at all. My husband is home. He got home yesterday. So it has been a week in the hospital. He's home. I'm feeling better. He's resting. And we now have the low hum of oxygen in the background. That's new. So I don't think it's going to affect the sound at all. It all remains to be seen. So far, everything looks okay. Oh, guys. And the crazy thing is 2 weeks ago, prior to all the fecal matter hitting the rotary oscillator, was such a great week. Such a fabulous week. And I think I'm just going to start sticking things in here. I'm not going to worry about design too much because, like, I just want to get it done. I want to get these 2 weeks in the book, at least the pictures and everything. In moments like this, if I take the time to add stickers and all that, I'm not too worried about it. But I want the pictures in. So I think as I'm talking to you, again, I'm so sorry for every time I cough. I've got my throat coat tea. This is like my favorite tea, even when I don't have a sore throat. That licorice. I've been doing all kinds of home remedies, gargling with salt water, sucking on lemons, almost doing like tequila shot style salt, lemon, so soothing, honey and ginger. What else? Oh, Vicks Vapor Rub. I was going to say, if you see a shine on my upper lip, it's Vicks Vapor Rub. I mean, I've also been sitting with my head over my essential oil diffuser with a blend called Deep Breathe. Welcome aboard. All right, so do you know last week, Monday, actually started with a meltdown. I struggled as a caregiver Monday. I don't want to get too much into it, but I had a legitimate meltdown. Like, I can't take it anymore, kind of a meltdown. But God bless my husband. He got it. He understood what was going on. So there was no damage done. He let me kind of have my breakdown, and we kind of moved forward from there. Emotionally, I didn't move forward so fast. I was kind of low ebb. But, you know, it was just, it needed to happen, needed to vent. Deep breaths. Monday, check, moving on. Tuesday started to pick up for me. Well, so I finally had that 6-month checkup that I've been talking to you guys about, how I've been trying to eat healthy and all. So I finally had that checkup, and even though my blood work looked a little like it spiked, remember I said I was frustrated, my doctor looked at me and said, please. Like, it was hardly a blip. I am doing well. Keep doing what I'm doing. So Tuesday started off with this early morning doctor's appointment, and then I made time to grab some tea with my friend Roseanne. Love you, Roseanne. I appreciated us finally getting together. It had been before Christmas the last time we saw each other. So, yeah, we had like a little brunch over at Panera after my little doctor's appointment. And how cute is this? I'm going to have to put this up on the screen. How cute is this picture? That was the picture in the room where I was having my checkup at the doctor's office. So cute. And, of course, I had jokingly said, because I decided to get the flu shot. I got the flu shot on Tuesday. And I said, do I get a lollipop? And she goes, oh, yeah, we got lollipops or stickers. Stickers? So, yeah, when I checked out, they had either like Disney Princess Collection or Marvel Superheroes. And I don't know, the princesses weren't doing it for me, so I grabbed, I'm not even sure what character that is from the Avengers. I'm trying to think of the actress's name that plays her. But anyway, I got a sticker. Oh, that's my God, I'm going to have to edit out all my coughing. This will come in handy somewhere. So maybe I just want where it says Panera. And, of course, calling all tea lovers, I had tea, not coffee. Don't mind the silence, guys. I'm pacing. I'm pacing my voice. Okay, so the next adventure that happened on Tuesday was I got a phone call while I was out having some tea with my friend that the home nursing had some time and they wanted to come. Could they come today? They'd be there in a half hour, which was fine. Roseanne and I were getting to the end of our conversation, and that's about all the time I needed to get home, so yeah. And oh God, this picture. I made it home in time to be with the home health to come in, just nursing, just check up and everything. And as I'm sitting there with her and looking at Jerry, we kind of showed up at the same time. Actually, I think she was there a little bit earlier. I walked in on her heels. And as we're sitting there, I'm looking at my husband and something doesn't look right on his face. It looks like he's breaking out in a rash. Only for me to realize he must have fell while I wasn't home. Sure enough, but he didn't fall on the floor. He fell in head first into the wall. He had just started new medication, and when he stood up to go to the restroom, his pillow fell behind him, so he bent over to pick up the pillow, but became a little lightheaded. And thank God he was facing the wall, so the wall broke his fall. Anyway, yeah, so he was developing this egg on his head. So anyhow, there was that. That was fun on Tuesday. So anyhow, the picture is him, which him and I, we can be such goofballs. Like, we wanted the ice pack on there, and it was how, like, if you can picture Scrooge at Christmas time with Jacob Marley, you know, and he's got the wrap, and he's got to unhook the wrap, and his jaw kind of falls open. We're trying to figure out how to get the ice pack to stay on his head, and instead of going that route, I did headband route, and so this frozen, you know, it's one of these, it's made, it's not like a bag of peas, it's a medical ice pack with a little harness that, with like stretchy stuff and Velcro, kind of just wrapped it around his head, and he was like, good night, put his head back, so, yeah. God, that's Tuesday. So now Wednesday and Thursday became a little vacation for me. It turned out I had a friend, a crafting friend, who was able to come in from out of town and spend some time with me for 2 days. So the first day she kind of came up towards us here, and we got some lunch at the diner. And what a sweetheart she is, because she showed up. It was like Christmas. She showed up with goodies for me. I got stickers, a mug, tea for the mug. So much fun stuff. Thank you, friend. Thank you. Trying to get my glue open. Hold on. Here we go. So gratefully, I was able to stay close to home. The diner down the street. We got ourselves a little lunch, and then I was able to just scoot right back home. But we made plans on Wednesday while we were together to meet back up down in Stroudsburg, where she had her hotel, and have like a play date. So I have some really fun pictures We went to American Ribbon Factory. We had lunch at the farmhouse. And then, we also stopped at the potting shed. And then I showed her the old engine works. If you guys are ever in Stroudsburg, you want to visit the old engine works. Playdate Thursday. Great finds. Yeah, that's perfect. The farmhouse, they have such great food. Love the decor. Got chandeliers hanging. Oh, and they have this wonderful non-alcoholic drink. It's got fresh thyme in it with orange and honey and like a seltzer water. I gotta tell you, one of the great moments, I haven't seen her. This was wonderful to be able to see her. Sorry. We spent about an hour at one moment where we just exchanged art journals and looked at each other's art journals and just sat in like conversation around these art journals and techniques and stickers and just that in itself, to be able to sit and have that time together, it was such a blessing. And that'll come up when I get to gratitude. Nope. What did I call it this week? For my doodles. That'll come up when I get to the mindful marks of March. Because I did at one point when I was having a better day, it was one of those nice like 60-degree days. Like we had like this Indian summer kind of a thing. This sudden spring is here, 60 degrees, and we're having winter weather warnings now, and it's like in the 20s, 30s. But I was starting to feel a little bit better. I sat out on the porch in the sun and just tried to catch up on some of my doodles. And it was so relaxing. And I used my phone while I was doodling, so I'll have some of that footage. But it was so relaxing to do that and sitting in the sun that all of a sudden I was like, oh, I gotta go back to sleep. We got so many fun things while we were out. I mean, at the old engine works, we found there was a bag for each of us in one of the stalls. It's all postage, like canceled postage that were cut out of letters. Look at how fabulous this is. Years 1971. I found one with even from my town. 1971. I love this. And there was enough there. There was, like I said, 2 bags. So I got a bag, she got a bag. Here's a 3-cent U.S. Liberty stamp. I could turn this totally into like a haul video. You know, I mean, ribbon from the ribbon factory. Pretty ribbon. I'll show you some of the other fabric I got because, you know, I made a curtain. This is just fabric samples. You know, they have samples that you can take. And over at the potting shed had more ribbon. Look at this, is a nice like canvas fabric. And there was always enough of things that like we could share. We shared some silk ribbon. Just fabulous finds to make journal covers. Ooh, I just bumped you. Little fabric collections. Look, I can see the little perfume bottles in the background here. I guess if you, as a quilter, wanted to make a block, everything you need is here. But I'll be using it for other reasons. See, we've got some silk ribbon here. Of course, after getting like this silk ribbon, oh, there's black here too. The next day I wanted to sit and make bracelets. There was even some of this white like pleather. And there was enough of it, and it wasn't expensive at all. It was in their scrap pile. So we split that too. And even, this is from the old engine works, like vintage yarn. She's like, you want this, you definitely want this, not just because of the yarn, but because of the vintage paper that the yarn is on. A bobble wool. Oh, I always love when they're on little scraps like that. I always love it. All right, that became a short little haul video. There was even a vendor at the old engine works that was selling stickers. So of course, what was it, 3 for $1. Keep on moving. Life is all about balance. You are beautiful, you are strong, you are worth it. So we'll put them off to the side, see where I can put them. This is the tag that came with that red ribbon. So little bits of ephemera that I could be adding. So I had no idea. I got this notification, 5 years on YouTube. Really? Holy smokes. Some pictures of the full moon. I was trying anyway. I mean, I wasn't making that much of an effort. I think I was only using my phone. So Friday was VA. So we were grateful for our appointments at the VA. And while we were there is when they set Jerry up with oxygen. So Saturday, the oxygen man came in the morning, set us up. But then I had the whole day to myself. Jerry was sleeping. And the fabric, I picked up this beautiful, beautiful fabric on clearance. Thing was maybe $2.99 a yard. And I just picked up a yard. I had no idea what I was going to do with it. But Saturday, I decided, I'm looking at it going, look, this is not going to just sit in my stash. And then I put it up next to that fabric. The fabric that I had draped over here. I didn't even point it out. Did you notice this is all different? So that fabric that was hanging up there last week, that I had bought, I don't know, like 3 yards of that last time. I took it down and put it next to this fabric and it matched perfect. So I decided I was going to make a curtain, a brand new curtain. So that's what I did all Saturday. And I was so blessed to have that time. And then in the evening, things just turned around. Yeah, suddenly Jerry's vitals got all wonky, and turns out he was fighting another infection. And so we had a fun Sunday morning. There were many blessings that came out of that. I have such gratitude for the EMTs that showed up that night. They were fabulous, absolutely fabulous. So fabulous that we got to the hospital 1 o'clock in the morning. 4 o'clock in the morning, these same guys had brought another person in and stopped to check in on us. When does that happen? I've never seen that happen before. Yeah, they wanted to see how we were making out. And, you know, at that point, I just felt tired and just thought that I was just tired. But I must have been coming down with this flu. And I had taken the 2 uncomfortable chairs and kind of slid them together and had my back laying across the seats with my feet up kind of on the edge, just trying to get some sort of comfortable and lay down. Like I couldn't sit up anymore. And when these guys checked up, it was Travis and Jim. Thank you, Travis and Jim. Travis comes in and sees me uncomfortable laying down on these seats and was like, oh my God, can I get you a recliner? And actually, within seconds, got me a recliner, pulled those chairs out, brought the recliner in. Then the nurse followed up and brought me one of those warm blankets and a pillow. So I was able to I didn't really fall asleep. How can you? And yeah, I think by 5 or so, all the tests were coming back and the doctors were coming in, and he was admitted by like 6:30 and in the room by 7. I tried to crash on a recliner up in his room where they admitted him for a couple of hours, and it just, maybe I got an hour, maybe. But I was home by like 9:30, done. I was toast. Toast, toast, toast. All right, I feel like before I move on to this past week, I don't want to leave this stuff laying around here. I want a couple of pieces of this silk. Maybe I could just tuck it under here or something. You hardly ever see me use staples. That's just a product of being tired. I'm trying to make it work. And my voice, whew. I found this, and I think I'm going to make it the top left. You know, any creative project that we do. This is awesome. This is tricky. Oh man, this sucks. I suck. Well, it might be okay. This is awesome. That is just the process. The creative process. So I'm just going to stick that up top left corner. It was a week of creativity. All right. Do I just jump into the next week? It's going to be more talking. Okay. Which means that one I just put off to the side. Okay. Well, I was going to come up with like a character or a cartoon or something that would depict the flu, because I didn't think, you know, because Sunday is a wash, Monday was St. Patrick's Day, and I developed a fever. I did one of those like talking on the phone to a doctor appointments and got set up for lab work at the local urgent care. Had to call a friend to come take me, and I was like shriveled up in the corner. I was like, wear a mask. I'm wearing a mask. I don't want to give you cooties. God. Thank God Jerry was in the hospital, because there is no way I could have taken care of him. Waited an hour at the urgent care just for them to do the 10-second nose swab to see what I had, to confirm if I had the flu or COVID. So, yeah, so since those days were a wash, I was thinking, how am I going to just depict the flu in those pages on the calendar? And I decided instead to focus on the fact that we had those warm days. It was spring-like, and oh, my voice, stay with me. I was getting random happy mail. It's not like Cheryl, hi Cheryl. It's not like we could have predicted that I was going to be sick with the flu and the happy mail was going to just delight me. But the timing was perfect, that I got happy mail with stickers in it, like an envelope, just kind of like, hi, saw these, wanted to share. Stickers. Wonderful. I've used some already. Look at this fun sock hop. How fun is this sock hop one? And then like board games. I love it. Gems. And those like little origami sailboats or hats. But I was sticking them in my everyday carry. That was the one day. And then a few days later, Look at the back of the envelope covered with stickers. The front too, but look at how pretty. Thank you, Cheryl. Look at how beautifully you hand painted that, and it's got the little glittery in the center of the flowers. Yeah, so look at this, guys. Look at these laser cuts that she got me from Petticoat Parlor. I love these so much. Oh my goodness. It's just wonderful how serendipitous it was to be like so down and under the weather and to get happy mail. What a blessing. Thank you so much. So I think I will put this throat coat here. Maybe I just put that the top left. Just right in the top left. But for Monday, like this emptiness, I got some mail. Oh, I keep dropping pieces. I got mail with like spring flowers. So I am going to try and create this week of illness and Jerry being in the hospital. I'm going to really do what I can here to shift it into spring mode. Which kind of would be, it's going to be ironic today with winter weather advisories, but I am putting it down there anyway. So my sister, who passed away from cancer, she used to do these days where we would just order takeout, like enough food to last us for a few days. So, was it Monday? I don't even remember if it was Monday night. I think it might have been Monday night. So Tuesday, you know, influencers, the advertising on TV. I keep seeing these advertisements for Popeyes, and I've never eaten at a Popeyes ever. And so I actually did a DoorDash and ordered an array of different things, like bone-in wings, a chicken sandwich, what else was there? Besides, oh, there were tenders with their Cajun fries and coleslaw and their beans and rice. And yeah, did a DoorDash. It was funny. It was just like, you know, just put the bag down and run, you know, like don't come near me. So it was the best thing I could have done though, because I didn't want to cook. And the food I had in the house, I just kind of looked at it and I was like, I have no desire to eat any of that. And yeah, that food lasted me 3 days. Let me tell you something though, salty, holy mackerel. Someone who cooks for herself and tries to eat healthy, the first mouthful I was like, what? Blah, blah. So I got enough energy the next day to cook a bunch of vegetables. Like I had frozen vegetables I just cooked, didn't season. So as I ate the rest of the chicken and stuff, I mixed all these vegetables in it so that it would kind of absorb some of that salt. And yeah, it turned out pretty good. So I have some, I have some ephemera here. I don't know if I really want the receipt or not. But this might be just enough. That might be just enough. And, oh, I was taking pictures of, let's see, if that was Tuesday, so this goes here. Yeah, so I was like narcoleptic Monday and Tuesday. Well, Sunday, right? We got home from the hospital 9:30 Sunday. Slept, up, slept. And Monday and Tuesday, narcoleptic. But by Tuesday, I was starting to feel a little bit better. I think I even made a post about not being well to let you guys know why Gratitude Sunday didn't show up last week. I was able to finally be able to look at a screen without it hurting my eyes. And so now I was watching my Murdoch Mysteries, so I got a picture of the Popeyes with Murdoch Mysteries in the background. Then the next day, yeah, I got the notification. I got the little notification that it's definitely influenza A. But the next day I got a cute picture of Mama Cat with Homestead Rescue in the background. So that's going to be my Tuesday, Wednesday, and I started taking this homeopathic stuff that I love to take, so I have some of that. So that's going to fill this section. Let's see, Monday, Tuesday. I also, another Happy Mail incident. I'm laying on the couch, feeling a little bit better. My sister-in-law came and brought me some more medicine, and she brought up the mail. And Cherie, thank you for the Happy Mail. Yeah, it was totally unexpected. So yeah, I kept getting blessed with these wonderful little Happy Mails. Thank you so much. So Thursday I was feeling well enough that I was checking out some of the spring flowers. And there was a cardinal up on the suet that I was watching from the window. My narcissus is starting to poke its little head up. I love these little snow flowers. I know it came out blurry, but I tried to get a picture because they kind of droop and hang over. I tried to get a picture of the underside with my hand over the top so it could try and focus, and it didn't quite work. But I looked at Mama Cat. At one point, she was out there with me. And I said, well, Mama, we survived another winter. I don't know, even if we get like snowstorms now, it's a lot different when it's a spring snowstorm than a winter snowstorm. I'm like not even getting creative, I'm just stacking them all in a line. Put the bird at the top because it's up at top, and then this one with the narcissus poking up out of the ground will go on the bottom. So Friday, we thought he would be discharged Friday. And last minute, of course, they decided to change something. So he did not get sent home. I probably would have stayed home another day. But Friday was the first day I went to go see him. And the one thing about St. Luke's is I love their cafeteria. So after having that Popeyes for 3 days, I went into the hospital. Look at this. I had this like balsamic salmon with a pasta primavera and steamed broccoli. That was nice. And then things changed again. And I picked him up yesterday. He got discharged yesterday, but while we were in there, he had to finish antibiotic infusion. So while we waited, I picked up some sushi because they didn't have, the hot food didn't look all that wonderful. I tried to save this label because this sushi company actually made, it's a crunchy St. Luke's roll. So they made one just for St. Luke's. It's basically a California roll with some tuna on the top. It was really good. I love my sushi. And while we were sitting there waiting, I was reading the comics. Somebody left a newspaper, but I guess they gave him a newspaper during the week. And it was just a funny Pickles comic where the boy wants to know what it was like living in the past, Grandpa. Oh, it was great. Everyone addressed their elders as sir, and you could buy a new car for $600. There weren't many phones, but it was always a live person on the other end, not a darn robot. He asked his grandpa, were there flying monkeys? Yep, that's why everyone wore hats back then. So that this junk mail that I got had like butterflies on it, butterfly jewelry, other kinds of jewelry. So I kind of just hole punched some of the pretty stuff so that I can kind of scatter it all around here. And another picture I want to share. My girlfriend sent me a picture of her cats. Her kittens are growing up and they were all fighting for space. They're all fighting for space on the little cat tree. Isn't that adorable? That is so adorable. We'll put that down here. I'm going to leave these 2 weeks like that. And I'm going to go ahead and share the Mardi Gras week with you, the completed page. And then I think my Mindful Marks of March, I'm going to do that as a separate video since there's enough there. And you guys have indicated that you enjoy watching me do that. So let's go ahead, look back, and then I'll just kind of finish up with a few thoughts about caregiving and what the past couple of weeks have been like. All right, so this is what 2 weeks ago looked like before we left. We did all that yellow, purples, greens, and here it is with all the journaling in it. Yeah, my brain at this point, I don't know. Let's see, how much do I need to catch up on? I finally got to use this sticker that I wanted to use. The joy begins with gratitude. Stickers about my family's cruise that they went on. Yeah, I think it's mostly just journaling that I added. maybe a couple of extra stickers here. But for the most part, I think I took you along for the ride on this week's. Alright, so I feel if my voice holds out, there's just a few things I wanted to share with my caregivers out there. Not that the rest of you can't listen, but there were so many emotions to unpack during this past week. And I want my caregivers to know you're not alone, because it was so important for me to feel as though I wasn't alone. Especially because here I am sick. I am grateful that my husband was at the hospital, so I didn't have to care for him. But I was alone in the house sick. Again, texting, had my friends if I wasn't narcoleptic, sleeping and all that. But it gave me a glimpse of, what life is like when he's not around. And nobody wants to talk it. Nobody wants to broach that part of the conversation. But there is kind of an eventual end that we do our best as caregivers not to even focus on. We've planned and prepared for it. That's healthy. But then you live for each day and you make the most of each day. But to be not well and then to also be in this environment where it's like, holy crap, this house is big and quiet without him here. So yeah, there was a lot of dealing with that. And geez, on top of it, family drama in the background too. And noticing how not having to occupy my brain with caring for my husband left a lot of space for stupid crap to creep in. So it was a discipline, again, of mindfulness. And let me tell you, in moments of quiet rage, when there's nobody around to police, like when you know somebody's around, you tend to try and behave yourself and your emotions. When there's nobody here and you can let it out, I had to get to a point where it was, okay, look at colors, like another breakdown was looking around the room. What color is the pillowcase? Yellow, orange, reds, breathing, getting myself to a point where I could just breathe. And came up with a game. I started this like improv game where I asked artificial intelligence to give me a random object, a random adjective, and to set a scene, and played this game to take my mind off of everything, because otherwise I was not in a healthy space. Yes, this is a perfect time to talk about caregiver support, surrounding yourself with a support system so that you can reach out and talk to people. But I do also want to talk about when you get into a mindset where you just don't want to talk to anyone. And as long as you're safe and know you can manage your way out of that, I approve, because I needed space. I really did. I didn't want to hear therapeutic talk. I didn't want to, I just needed to be alone and love myself and appreciate myself. And these are just all good conversations to have and to bring out into the open, only because I feel as though if it's taboo to talk about or to not mention, I feel it isolates everybody, because we tend to think, am I crazy? What's wrong with me that I'm going through this? And I feel as though if I share my vulnerabilities and some of the things that I was going through, that's going to hit the right set of ears that needs to hear it, because they're experiencing self-doubt and anger with themselves for going through these emotions. And the biggest takeaway is Have the emotion. Don't judge yourself for the emotion. Be an observer of what you're going through. Don't be a condemner of yourself and what you're going through. Caregiving is hard. Dealing with the life and death conversation is hard. And it's okay to have a range of emotions. Don't beat yourself up over it. Take a deep breath. Find the support if you need it. Give yourself the space if you need it. That was quite a yawn he just let out. Yeah, it's been hard because each time one of these bacteria kicks his butt, it's one step forward, two steps back. So, whew, I'm hungry, guys. That's always a good sign, right? When you're not feeling well. That if you're hungry. All right, guys. I love you, and thank you for all the well wishes and support. I do appreciate the support you give, whether you think you've verbally given it or not. Just the fact that I see how many people are watching, my watch hours are increasing, that right there makes me feel good inside, reminds me to be happy. So I appreciate your patience, and yeah, I'm going to put out the Mindful Marks of March as a separate video, and I look forward to a quiet week, I hope. Shh. Don't tell anyone that we don't have anything planned until Friday. Shh. Yeah. Have a great week, everybody. Keep your heads up. Stay strong. Smile. Reach out to a friend. Reach out to a caregiver. If you know one, just to say hello and I love you and just to listen. Sometimes that's all they need, is to be heard. Don't judge. Don't try to help. Don't make suggestions. Just give them a big hug in your ears and tell them how much you love them and you admire them for being able to deal with what they're dealing with. Okay, guys. Mwah. Laugh at life. Laugh a lot. You got to, because the other option is throwing shit. All right, guys. See you at our next adventure.